Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you stick a like on the video and make sure you subscribe. Sorry I haven't done a video in ages. This whole COVID thing has just been a fucking nightmare. And I've been away for a bit working on oil rigs and vessels and stuff. But yeah, now the season's back, we've got a lot to talk about. So first things first, if you haven't noticed, this is where I live. I live in Harpenden. However, I'm actually leaving soon. So anyone who doesn't know where Harpenden is, it's near St Albans, which is near where Arsenal train and stuff. But I'm going to live hopefully abroad. That will be revealed soon in one of my later videos. So keep your eyes peeled for that. So just show you around this place. If you haven't seen one of my videos before, this is where I do all my videos. I don't know if you guys can see that well. That's my TV, which is getting sold off. Had a couple of electric guitars that I've sold off. It's a pretty cool place. I'm going to be sad to see this place go. That's the view outside the front. And it's a pretty cool place. Yeah, so there you go. There you have it. I'm going to be leaving this bad boy in about a couple of weeks' time. And hopefully I'll be doing the next videos from abroad. And that will be revealed later on in a few of my other videos. So what's been going on then in the last sort of 3 months? Got a lot to talk about. Premier League's back now. Obviously, we had a shit start with obviously Man City, which we kind of knew we'd lose that game. Arsenal's injury problems, I mean, they just don't seem to go away. I don't get it. There must be something wrong with our players or our training staff or our training ground or something. I know Rio Ferdinand said that when they trained there for England, the ground seemed really hard. But like the injuries are just ridiculous, man. Surely someone's got to sit there and go, something's going wrong here. Like we must be doing something wrong. They must look to change it because it's just relentless. Like injury. I mean, first fucking game. I think Marie went off after, what was it, 20 minutes, if that? And I think Xhaka before him after 10. I mean, it's just ridiculous, really. But yeah. So same old, and then we got stuffed by Brighton. Yeah, and by that point, I think people have had enough actually already of Arsenal in the Premier League coming back. But credit to the guys, they've come back in the last sort of couple of games. Everyone was on their back, Guendouzi especially, something I'll come on to a bit later. But yeah, I hope everyone's feeling a bit better after the last 2 games. I know I am. But another thing that's arisen today is Folarin Balogun, I hope I've pronounced that right, is our wonder kid striker who's in our reserves. He's been banging in goals for fun. If you don't know about him, he's scored something like 38 goals in 38 games or something like that. I'm sure someone will tell me the exact statistics. So he wants to leave Arsenal. He's got a year left on his deal. And he wants to leave. He wants more first team opportunities. If he's not going to get them, he's going to leave. I see it's kind of 2 ways, really, in terms of who are you at the moment? You know, you've not made anything, but at the same time, if he's banging in that sort of goals, and I mean, apparently it's way above anybody else, why is he not getting a fucking chance, man? Why is he not getting, pulled up to the first team? I mean, he can't do any worse than Lacazette. Lacazette hasn't scored in God knows how many games. You might as well give him a go, But that's the latest news on him. Just hope it doesn't turn into another Serge Gnabry, or even Harry Kane, or Marlon, or Christ, the fucking list is endless, man. The amount of people. I know you can never say, how they're going to turn out. So, I mean, Serge Gnabry had so many chances. He didn't make it at Arsenal. He didn't even make it at West Brom. I remember even Tony Pulis coming out and saying he's not good enough for West Brom. And now look at him. I know people develop late and stuff, but I hope it doesn't turn out to be just another one of those players, because he is banging in goals for fun, and apparently in the reserves it's much better than anyone else. Let me know what you guys think. Would you give him a chance on the first team, or would you think, do you know what, just fucking sell him on for what we can get him and put it into the summer transfer kitty? Because hopefully I think we're going to buy 3 or 4 big players this summer, but we'll wait and see on that. And that's another point actually. So I know everyone's been moaning about signing Marie and Suarez, who hasn't started a game yet, and stuff like that. But I generally think we're going to make 3 or 4 big signings this summer. Obviously, that's waited to be seen. But let me know what you guys think. I think they did that because they didn't want to go out and buy squad players who were then going to eat into that summer transfer budget. Do you understand? So obviously you've only got so much money you can spend. Now if we go 5, 10, 50 million in that, well, it's going to take away, you know, one of our hopefully big signings later on. Let me know what you guys think. I know you're pessimistic, and I know, and rightly so. You know, I won't believe it till I see it either, because we know Arsenal. But let me know what you guys think. Are we going to sign 3 or 4 big players, or are we just going to go for like crap players again, or cheap players? Which I hope not. I know a lot of people as well are fed up with things like people like Kroenke and the money. But the money is there, you know. We've got the most expensive front 4 in the Premier League with Pepe, Ozil, Aubameyang and Lacazette. So that says something. I mean, even in the likes of like Xhaka and Mustafi, 30 odd million on both of those. So we do have money. We know we've got 235 million in the bank. But also, just we've got that money. We've spent it on players before. We've just chosen wrong players. Things like Pepe and stuff like that. I personally don't think we needed him. I'd have much rather they went out and bought a Van Dijk for £70 million or whoever is available. But we've got him now. And it does go to show that we do have the money. I know we all want Kroenke to care more, but he's not going to. And we need to fucking deal with that, to be quite honest with you, rather than moan about it. The fact of the doubt is, the money is there. We just need the board and the fucking manager to buy the right players. Which brings me on nicely to some of the players we've been linked with. Now, first things first, Thomas Partey. Wow, this one's been going on all summer, and I've no doubt it's going to go on for a few more summers yet. This is a player I think we desperately need. He's a great centre midfield player. He can tackle, he can run, he can pass. He's got everything that we desperately need in that centre midfield. Do I think we'll get him? I don't know, man. I want to be optimistic and say, yeah, we've been linked to him a lot, but we'll see. I mean, I'm just waiting for someone to come in at the last minute and go, oh, you know, do you know what? Juventus are buying him, or Bayern Munich are buying him, or Manchester United, or whatever like that. There's been lots of talk about swapping him with now Guendouzi, who's fallen out of favour with Arteta. Before that, I think he's got a buyout clause of 45 million or something like that. I would love him to be an Arsenal player. I'm just 50-50 of whether I think it will happen. We'll wait and see. Again, let me know what you guys think. Would you like Thomas Partey? Would you go for somebody else? Leave it all in the comments down there. Which brings me on nextly to, let's see if I can say this right, Szoboszlai. I think it's pronounced Szoboszlai. You forget the S and you pronounce it like that. So he's a Hungarian, I think 19-year-old attacking midfielder, wonder kid. He's been pulling up trees for Red Bull Leipzig in Austria. And he looks a very, very talented player. My only concern about buying these sort of players is Wenger in his last few years almost turned Arsenal into a feeder club, which I personally fucking hate. I don't see Arsenal as a feeder club, and I don't want us to be a feeder club. There's no reason why we should be, other than to make money for the owner, and that's not what we're here for. You know, we moved to the Emirates to compete with the likes of the elite clubs, so like the Juventus, the Bayern Munichs, the Manchester Uniteds, the Real Madrids, the Barcelonas, the Paris Saint-Germains. That's how I want Arsenal to be, and I'm sure you do too. So the fact that he's 19, yeah, that's great. But if he doesn't hit the ground running and it takes 2 or 3 years for him to get up to be good, but then get up to scratch, what are we then going to do? Are we then going to send him off to Man City again or somewhere abroad and then buy another 19-year-old and then start again? So it just goes round and round. Fuck that, man. That's not what Arsenal's about. You know, and I know Wenger came out the other day and he was saying, you know, we don't buy superstars, we make them. Yeah, that's great if they stay at the club. But if we're just going to sell them on to our competitors all the time, what's the fucking point? You know? From what I've seen and heard, he's a very talented player. I just hope that if we do get him, he's going to hit the ground running. He's already the real deal, because that's what we need. And even if we do have him a couple of seasons, I want to keep hold of him. I don't want to just be selling him on if he's that good. Moving on then to Tyrone Mings that we've been linked with recently. So Mings, he's I'm not sure about this one. I put a thing up on my Instagram. If you don't follow him on Instagram, please do. We were linked with him when he was playing left back for Ipswich Town, and he then went on to Bournemouth and got badly injured for I think about a whole season or season and a half. And they sold him to Villa. He's then since got an England call-up and can now play centre-back. Again, I'm not sure on this guy, to be honest with you. I probably, if in my honest opinion, I would say as a squad player, yes, but I don't believe we need any more squad players. I think we need 3 or 4 big signings to walk into the team and start. That's what I think we need to drive us forward. So on the basis of that, I'm going to say that I wouldn't want to sign him. Although on my Instagram, I think after I put a post up on my story, 70% of people said that they would sign him. But let me know your opinion. Again, leave it in the comments below. I don't think we want more squad players. We seem to have enough of those. If anything, we need to get rid of a few. Some of the dead wood. But I wouldn't sign him on that basis. I would go for someone more someone that we need, someone like a £40 million player in centre-back, definitely. Upamecano has been mentioned again all summer. Again, I'd love him to come. I can't see it. I think there'll be too many other clubs who are interested for him. I've also heard Konate, his centre-back partner, is actually better than him. Apparently that's still the news coming out of Germany. That's what them guys all say. But in all honesty, at the moment, I would take anyone over some of the centre-backs we've got, especially David Luiz at the moment. Fucking hell. I mean, how we offered him a new one-year deal. I mean, again, I can only imagine that was so that we didn't eat into our summer transfer budget. But yeah, I wouldn't sign Tyrone Mings. Again, like I say, I think we've got enough squad players. Moving on then, next one guy I want to talk about is actually Guendouzi, who's been rumoured to leave the club. Going around telling Brighton players he's on more money than them and that club shit. I mean, what the fuck is that all about? I mean, Emmanuel Petit came out in the media last week and was like, who the hell do you think you are? And I couldn't agree more. Like, what have you achieved in the game? Nothing. So why you go around telling players stuff like that, especially when you get beat by them? I mean, it's quite embarrassing, really. On the flip side of that, though, I think he's a fantastic player. I think he is going to go on and be a great player. I would like to keep hold of Guendouzi. I know a lot of people are like 50-50. Should we sell him? Should we cash in? I mean, again, it depends on who you could get in replace of him. But ideally, I'd like to keep him. I think he's definitely one for the future. I think I like the way that at such a young age he gets hold of the ball and will sort of drive the team forwards. That's really good, and it's not often you see that in young players. So yeah, I would like to keep hold of him for now. But again, guys, let me know what you think. But one thing's for sure, he's definitely got to change. I mean, no wonder Arteta's dropped him for a couple of games. We'll wait and see how that one plays out. Moving on then to the next link is Danilo Pereira of Porto, 28-year-old centre midfielder. This is a guy I don't want anywhere near the club. If this guy was any good already, he'd already be playing for like someone like Barcelona or Real Madrid or Juventus or whatever. He's 28 years old, and again, he's not good enough, man. Come on. We need players who are going to really get us back into that top 4, challenge, move up the table, and he's not that person. He's just not. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't want him anywhere near Arsenal. But again, let me know what you guys think. I don't know much about him, to be fair, but all I do know is, like I say, if he was any good, he'd have left Porto a long time ago and probably playing in Spain somewhere for a big club. Moving on to another link I've seen today is Enis Barty. So this guy is, I believe, an attacking midfielder who plays for Levante in Spain. I checked out his stats earlier on. He's not that great. I think he's a Macedonian international. He's about 24 years old. Again, another guy who's just not good enough. Come on, man. We're Arsenal. I know we're shit at the moment. And I know we're out of the European positions and we're probably not going to get there next season. But we can do better than that. Come on, we've got pulling power. We've got money. And we can buy some proper fucking players. Not none of this cheap shit anymore. It's done, I'm sick of hearing we've got the stadium to pay for, or yeah, but that's the way Arsenal roll, or we're not in Europe now, whatever. I'm sick of hearing excuses. I'm sick of hearing the powder. We've kept our powder dry. All this fucking bullshit. Just go out there and buy some fucking proper players. Stop mugging us off and go out there and get players who we should be getting. Again, I don't know much about this guy. Let me know if you do. Let me know in the comments below. But as far as I'm concerned, he's nowhere near good enough for Arsenal Football Club. Yeah. So again, let me know what you guys think about that. So moving on to the last game then, Sheffield United. I didn't see the game actually. I was actually travelling back. So I work currently on oil rigs and vessels around the world, and I was actually travelling back after 9 weeks away from Norway, and I missed the game. But we got through, and that's the main important thing. I would love us to win the FA Cup. Draw Man City is going to be tough, and even if we get through that, we've probably got Chelsea in the final. I think we'll play Chelsea in the final if we got through City, and that's a tough ask, especially as Man City don't have like the league to go for anymore, and same as Chelsea, but or Manchester United. But we'll see. Who knows? It's the magic of the FA Cup. Anything can happen, and we're the kings at it. So we'll see what can happen. But if we could come away with an FA Cup, that'd be magic, and that'd be a route into Europe as well. So it's a bonus there. Dani Ceballos, again, I haven't seen the game, but scored 91st minute winner after getting an equaliser against us in the 87th. This is another player. I'm glad he got his goal. However, I don't think he's done enough to warrant us buying him next season. He might be one of those guys who's sort of late developing, maybe starts getting really good at 27. But do we really want to wait around like another few years for him to get there? And that's if he gets there. My argument's not. He's had a season, and unfortunately, that's enough. He hasn't really shone the way we wanted him to. If I'm being honest, I think he wants to go to Real Betis. I think that's his level, to be honest. I don't think he's going to be good enough, or definitely not for another few years. And, maybe go for him in a few years if he gets good enough. But again, we're not a feeder club, and we shouldn't be acting that way. We shouldn't be, bringing players up for 3 years just to wait for them to get good. Again, let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments below. But I wouldn't buy him next summer. I really wouldn't. On a permanent deal, I'd let him go to Real Betis or wherever Real Madrid want to send him, to be honest. Moving on then. Who do you think we're going to buy this summer? Again, I said it earlier. I think we're generally going to make 3 or 4 big signings. I do. I think that's why they've gone for Cedric Soares, or whatever his name is, at right back. He is a Portuguese international. He's got, I think, quite a few caps for them. So we'll see how it goes. Personally, I think we should get rid of Bellerin. I don't think he's kicked on the way he should. I think Ainsley Maitland-Niles was brilliant at right back when he's been in that season. I think people with Bellerin, they're just clinging on to the fact that he went through Barcelona's youth team. But he's not good enough, man. We could get 20, 30 million for him. Sell him. He's not that great. And if he was, our defence would be a lot more solid. So I think we should get rid of him. Let me know what you guys think, though, again. Pablo Mari's apparently signed 14, 15 million, whatever it is. What's your thoughts on this one? Because this is quite a pretty intense question in terms of, do we think that's going to be our centre-back for the summer? Because I'm hoping we're still going to sign a big centre-back like Upamecano, Konate, or someone like that. I've got a feeling that's going to be our only centre-back signing. I think it's going to be a massive mistake. We waited for that last season, and we got everyone but centre-back. In fact, we got David Luiz on fucking deadline day, or whatever it was, the day before deadline day. And we all know how that's turned out recently. I don't think we can go another year with neglecting that defence. We need a big centre-back, like a Van Dijk. Go out there and just go, bang, there's 50 million, whatever it is. I don't give a fuck. Just go out there and get a proper centre-back. I think that's our number one priority. I'm not saying Pablo Mari's not good. I'm just saying we don't know yet, because he got injured 2 games into his Arsenal career. We just don't know. And I think it's a massive risk not to buy another centre-back, seeing we've got like about 6 shit ones. Other than that, I think we need to go for a defensive midfielder. I think that's our next priority. Someone who can protect that defence. Thomas Partey, I think, will be a brilliant signing. I'm not sure on that guy. Is it Mark Roca, where he plays for? Is it Real Sociedad or someone like that? I've never seen the guy play, and apparently they're like bottom of the league. Again, it's not really someone we should be looking at. I'd rather go for someone like Decore if Watford's got relegated. He's He's Premier League proven. We know he's a good player. I know he's with Watford, who are doing shit at the moment and could get relegated. But we all know he's a good player, and he's a Premier League proven. Um, but I think there are our first two priorities this summer. I don't really care about getting attacking players. I know attack's not really very fluent at the moment, but I think there are our major two priorities. Other than that, we can all argue the toss. I know I put a few Instagram posts up recently. Some people don't think we need a left back or right back or squad player there. I don't know, man. I mean, I think Tierney's quite an injury-prone player. I like him. I think he's a great player, but I'm just concerned that he's always going to get potentially injured and injured again, and it's the last thing we need at Arsenal. We're sick of injuries, man. Come on. And even with right back, personally, like I said, I'd get rid of Bellerin. I'd fucking out him. He's had enough time now to step up, and he hasn't. I would look at someone like Max Aarons. I've heard they want 30 million for him, and Arteta just said no, it's too much, which is fair enough. But then who are we looking at? We need to maybe sort out that defence and look for another right back. Again, let me know, guys, who's getting at right back, if Bellerin was to be sold. Or do you think Bellerin's good enough? I don't think so. I know some people sort of fucking think he's brilliant and stuff like that. I don't know where they get that from. He's done nothing to show that, like nothing at all. The only good thing I've ever seen him do was the goal against Chelsea before the COVID situation. Apart from that, in all the years he's been at the club, what has he really done? But yeah, moving forward, I think we still have an unbalanced team. I think left winger. Maybe some people think we don't need a left winger. I think Saka's been fucking brilliant, by the way. I think he's our player of the season. I know Aubameyang's banging in goals, but I think he's been awesome. I mean, we've played him in so many positions for such a young lad. I'm just hoping he signs a new contract because I think he's brilliant. But even still, I'd probably get another player in there. I wouldn't spend the 80 million or whatever they wanted for Zaha. That's crazy. But I think we definitely need another player. I mean, we was linked with, who was that Brazilian player? Was it Everton, Suarez for the Corinthians or something? Eddie was down there. And then we ended up getting Pepe, so we sort of dropped him. Is he a left winger? I think he was touted about getting him for about 25 million or something like that. That could be a good deal. One thing's for sure is I'd like to see a more balanced team. I just don't think it. I don't think it fucking worked at the moment. And Aubameyang out on the left and Lacazette down the middle. Lacazette's not scoring and hasn't scored for ages. Put Aubameyang down the middle. It's obvious to most people, I think, but he's our most natural goal scorer and he's banging in goals. And if you just put him down the middle, I just don't get why we don't do it. You know, banging him down the middle, Pepe on the right, Saka on the left, and yeah, I think it's that simple, to be quite honest with you. But anyway, and other than that, if we don't and we sell him because Aubameyang doesn't sign a new contract, who are you going for up front? I put another post up on my Instagram. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But players like Jovic might be available. We all know how difficult it is for players to make it at Real Madrid and Barcelona because it's such a big club and the pressure's so high. They just want you to hit the ground running first season, otherwise you're out the door. Jovic, I think, could be a good signing. The Dembele, the one at the Leon Dembele, could be a good signing. He seems to score goals wherever he is. Other than that, the other guy is it Eduard of Celtic? Not sure if I pronounced that right. So I wasn't happy about him at first, to be fair. But now I know he's actually come from Paris Saint-Germain and he's a France under-21 international. It's made me feel a bit more confident about the links with him. He could be a lot cheaper. I know we shouldn't be looking at cheap deals. You know, we need to move above that now. But his wages won't be sky high. Yeah, why not? If we're not going to promote, is it Balogun to the first team and stuff like that, and we need to get rid of Aubameyang or Lacazette, or maybe both, who knows? Yeah, why not? I think we could maybe go for him. But again, let me know what you guys think. Do you think he's good enough? I've not seen him play. There's a lot of players at the moment that we're linked with I've not seen play. But I think it could be a good signing, you know. Lastly, guys, before I sign off, I want to just talk about Ozil, the man who splits so much opinion at Arsenal. So he hasn't been playing a lot recently, or since we've been back. There was there was scenes of him just sat on the stands with an umbrella in his hand at Southampton and other games. What do you think's happening there? I think uh, Arteta's pushing him out, just in a less obvious way than Emery was. I mean, Emery just fucking cut him and was just like, yeah, you know, you need to leave and just find a new club. I think Arteta is trying to do that more subtly without pissing him off or dividing the fan base as much. We all know the money he's on, and we know he wants to stay. Um, this is the thing: you can only increase your wage bills by 7% each year, and he's on 350 grand a week. And not only that, is the things like people who want Aubameyang to sign a new contract. Well, if he's been the golden boot for the last couple of seasons, and he sees Mesut Ozil, who can't even play an away game or doesn't get played in away games, on 350 grand a week, well, he's going to go, well, I should be on 400 then, surely, or at least 350. And maybe that's why they've not signed it. I mean, I genuinely think Aubameyang will sign a new contract if he's offered enough money. I think he's come out and sort of said that. He said, look, it's up to Arsenal to see if they'll make his wage demands, which I get in some ways because it's his last big contract. He's 31 now, I believe. But at the same time, do you want to give 350 grand a week to a 31-year-old who's going to be 32 next season? And then you're stuck with him for 3 years. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting window this summer. That's one thing for sure. That's all I've got for you this time, guys. I'm going to do much more regular videos from now on. Now we're back, and I'm not on a vessel for 9 weeks. But leave it all in the comments there, guys. Put a thumbs up on the video, please. Share the content around, and make sure you subscribe. And let me know what your thoughts are on all those questions. Until next time, guys, take care.